Now let's learn a little bit more about Pillar 3, sustainable infrastructure and conservation. And there's no one more appropriate to talk about that topic than Alan Oyler, Director of Public Works for the City of Orlando. Alan?
I'm Alan Oyler, Public Works Director for the City of Orlando. We're here at the city's Water Conserve 2 water reclamation facility. It's one of 3 city water reclamation facilities. And as the name suggests, what we do here is we take wastewater and turn it into reclaimed water. Reclaimed water is safe to be used as a substitute for regular water. Now, why would we want to consider doing something like that? Well, let's just think for a minute. Life as we know it has to have water to exist. You look around, plants, animals, and we all need water in order to survive. And in Florida, we've had the blessing of an abundant supply of water for many, many years. But as time has gone on, more and more people are moving into the area and they're consuming a lot more water. Now, where do we get our water from here in Florida? Most of our water comes from the aquifer, an underground supply of water. And that same aquifer helps to feed our springs, our lakes, and keep our wetlands hydrated. If we take too much water out of the aquifer, then our lakes will go down, the wetlands will dry up, and we'll have some really bad impacts to some of our ecologically sensitive areas. This is affectionately known as sludge cake. The real official name of this is wastewater residuals. It's the solid byproduct of wastewater treatment. Now, we talked about producing reclaimed water. Well, not only do we treat water, but there's also solids contained in that water that we have to treat as well. And this, whoops, is the end product. Dewatered sludge cake. Makes a great fertilizer. Right now that material is land applied in a pasture, cattle pasture, and it's a perfectly good use for it. But, you know, in this age when we're looking for sustainable measures that we can take, there are other things that we can do with this material that are more beneficial. The City of Orlando is working in conjunction with a company called Superwater to look at a revolutionary new way to reuse our wastewater residuals. Now, what we're looking at is so radical, and it's so new in the industry, that we're having to construct a pilot test unit just to make sure that the principle works. If this works, then at the end of the day, we're going to have what we call the green power reactor. We'll take wastewater residuals, we'll run them through the reactor. The reactor will change the organic compounds in this into heat energy. That heat energy will be captured and turn water into steam. And we'll use that steam to drive a steam turbine. And so from what used to be a waste product, we're going to be generating green power at our wastewater treatment plants. We've been talking about sustainable measures that the city is taking in order to try and lessen our footprint on the environment. One of the things that we're investigating is a way to use our garbage to create power. Now, behind me is the McLeod Road Transfer Station. It's one of the places where we bring our garbage from our residential areas. We drop it off here, it gets loaded into these big trailers that you see behind us, and they carry our garbage to the landfill over in East Orange County. Now, just the city of Orlando alone our homes produce about 440 tons of garbage a day. Huge amount of garbage being produced in this community. Annually, 47 or so thousand tons of garbage from our residential customers, from our households. About 85 or 86,000 tons from our businesses and restaurants, commercial establishments. Just a huge amount of material. And that's a drop in the bucket of what the landfill sees on a daily basis. The landfill gets about 3,000 tons of solid waste, of garbage, rolling through its gates every day. We have a voluntary recycling program in the city of Orlando, but only 47% of our residents participate. If we go to gasification with a pre-processing system, we get 100% participation, just because everybody's garbage goes through the process and the recyclables get pulled out. So, automatic way for us to increase our recycling. And it's environmentally friendly. One more sustainable effort that we'll be able to use to generate as much as 7 to 8% of the power demand that we have here in Central Florida using a waste product, garbage. Sounds like a great sustainable action and part of the Mayor's GreenWorks program. Well, that takes care of the neat programs that we're working on here with the city. Back to you, Annetta.
Thanks, Alan.